Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Tuesday. I'm back with another little math question for you. Now, what we've been working on in multiplication is we have been taking multiplication questions, so something like 7 times 2, and we've been turning that into groups. So if I had my fancy board here, we started with an equation or a number sentence. So there's our equation, our number sentence. And what we did was we turned that into groups. So in this case, 7 groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 groups of 2, which got us an answer of 14. Now, today I am not as concerned with the answer as what we're going to be doing is basically the opposite of what we've been doing before. So I'm going to give you how many objects are in a group and how many groups we have, and you're going to turn those into a math sentence. So for example, if I had 5 groups of 3. So I would start with 5 groups of 3. Now, I'm going to start with drawing it out. So I'm going to draw out groups of 3. I'm going to draw out 5 of them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 groups of 3. I can draw it out there if that helps me visualize it better. Remember that if you're the type of person who needs to count something out with your hands, you don't necessarily need to draw it. You can always count it out with whatever you're using as counters. And that's okay too, if that's an easier method for you. So I've got my groups drawn out, and now I'm going to think about putting it into a number sentence. So I have 5 groups. My first number is going to be 5. So I have 5 groups of something. So it's 5 times something. So I start with my groups of 5. So we have 5 groups of something. We know it's a times question, it's multiplication. So we have 5 groups, and we look at how many is in the group. We have 3. So 5 groups of 3. Our multiplication sentence, our number sentence for this question would be 5 times 3, which is the same as 5 groups of 3. And from there, we can count up quickly to find the answer, which is 15. So I'm going to be giving you this sentence at the top, right? The number of groups you have, the number of how many things is in each group, and you're going to write for me the sentence using numbers in multiplication, using your numbers, your times sign, and your equal sign. There are several questions. They're in the instructions below, but I'll read them out for you as well. So the first thing you're going to tell me is you're going to write out the number sentence for 3 groups of 9, then the number sentence for 6 groups of 4, the number sentence for 2 groups of 3, and the number sentence for 5 groups of 7. Now, once you've done that, there's a little math experiment I'd like you to try, because something special happens when we multiply by 1. So I want you to either take your drawing paper, you can use your drawing paper, your counters, whatever you have, and I want you to pick a few numbers and multiply them by 1 and see what happens. See what happens when you actually draw them out in the group, because there is a pattern, and I'd like to see what you can discover about that pattern working with the tokens on your own. I can't wait to hear what you find, and I can't wait to see your answers, and I will see you again tomorrow.